everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope everyone's had a good week. It's still raining, it just seems to be constantly raining, so yeah, it hasn't boded well for going out and about places. So today I thought I would do a kind of a chatty sit down video with a bit of shopping things that I've bought. So I've bought a few things at various shops, so I thought I would show you that, and just some little catch-ups on a couple of things that I wanted to chat about. So if that sounds like something that you might be interested in, grab yourself a cup of coffee or a glass of Coke or whatever, and just sit back and watch. So before we get into the shopping haul, I wanted to do a quick catch up with how Slimpod is going. If you've watched my videos before, you'll know I started something called Slimpod last July, so about 6 months ago. And Slimpod isn't a diet. It's not a prescribed way of eating plan. They don't tell you what to eat. What it is a weekly or monthly set of videos from Sandra Royston Davies, who is an expert in helping people to overcome their eating problems. So there's usually a weekly or a monthly video from her, depending on what plan you're on with Slimpod. And then there is the daily it's a little bit like a hypnosis audio, but it's not hypnosis. It's about 6 minutes long and it's called the Slimpod. And you listen to that every day, and it's supposed to help you cement what you have learned by listening to Sandra's videos. And it has worked for me. So it kind of stopped the food noise in my head a little bit, what the Manjaro is supposed to do. I've never taken Manjaro, so I don't know. It's just from what I've heard. It stops the food noise, so it stops you thinking about food. And the mantra of Slimpod is basically just eat less, move more, choose better. And I think the last time I did a video on it, I think I'd lost 17 pound. I had been just under the 16 stone when I started, and I got down to, I think it was roughly 14.8. I seem to fluctuate within a couple of pounds of that. So over Christmas, most of December and probably a couple of weeks of January, I was still listening to Trevor, as they call the little hypnosis audio that you listen to. He's called Trevor, the guy who does it. So we just say we're listening to Trevor. I was still listening to him, but I was mostly listening to him just before I went to sleep, so I wasn't actually hearing any of it. Now, it's not supposed to make any difference, because he does say to you, I'm not actually talking to you, I'm talking to your subconscious. So I was still doing that. I was still listening to Trevor. I'm still doing that every night. But I had stopped during December and the first couple of weeks in January. I've stopped listening to Sandra's videos. I'm not watching them. And I expected to put a little bit of weight on over the Christmas period, and I did. I put about £4 on, which I was quite happy with that. I have been known to put more on than that, and I didn't feel like my eating had got out of control. I was still probably eating less. I've definitely been moving more, but I probably wasn't choosing better. I'd got into the habit of eating more carbs than I had been, and probably the sweet stuff had been creeping back in a little bit. So, but I'd only put the £4 on, and since the beginning of January, it's now something like the 26th of January, something like that. I have lost it again. So I'm still hovering around the 14 stone 8. I can't seem to get below that. I know why that is. It's because the carbs are creeping up. I'm eating kind of toast for breakfast, and I'm having, a sandwich for lunch, and maybe pasta or baked potato for tea. And I know from my experience and for me, I need to cut right down on the carbs if I want to try and lose some more weight. as I said before, it wasn't so much the weight loss for me, it was my type 2 diabetes. I need to get my blood sugar under control, and on the last blood test I had, the HbA1c, I had getting it right down, and they took me off one of the medications that I was taking. But with the carbs and the little bit of sweet stuff that's crept back in, I'm not sure what my next blood test is going to look like. But I wanted to share the experiences with you because it's not always ups, they are downs. Slimpod isn't a magic wand. You don't just listen to Trevor and that's it. You'll lose 7 stone and, you know, never be fat again. It just doesn't work like that. You have to listen to Sandra's videos and learn, you know, why you're eating the way you're eating and how it's affecting you, and you have to learn about all that and put it into practice. And then the Trevor audios kind of, it just cements everything you learn, so it sticks in your head, and hopefully you stick to that and keep to those eat less, move more, choose better things that you're supposed to do. So I am going to get back to that, or I have been getting back to that. I have listened to a couple of Sandra's videos lately, and I feel like I'm getting back to the way I was before the Christmas period. But I have, in the last week, I don't know how well you can see, I have got an outbreak of spots. Now, I said on a recent video that my skin is quite good. I don't get spots, very, very rarely get spots. So in the last week, this broke out. My skin, especially around here and a little bit up here, feels really tight and itchy. And I'm not used to that. I mean, I used to get them years ago when I first, you know, kind of went into menopause and all that. But I've never had it for quite a while. And there is 2 things that I've done differently in the week before this happened that I think may have caused it. Now, the first one is, and I don't think it's this, but it could be. I bought a moisturiser from Primark. This is a facial moisturiser. It's a vitamin E one. It was only £2.50. I've used Primark skincare before and have been fine, but I had used this for a couple of days before this broke out. Could well be that. But what I think it is, and kind of links to the Slimpod, I think it was about maybe 10 days ago, I did something that I haven't done since before July, since before Slimpod. I bought a box of milk tray. It wasn't a huge box, but it wasn't the tiny box. And there's 2 layers in it. And I ate the top layer all in one day. I haven't done that since before Slimpod, and I don't know what prompted us to do that. I think I had a couple of little things that I felt a bit stressed about, and they were niggling, and I'm not sure of that. And the combination of not listening to Sandra's videos kind of sent me back to the chocolate. I'll not be doing that again in a hurry. So I think that is probably the reason for the breakout in spots. When you're type 2 diabetic, and I don't know if this happens when you're not, but when your blood sugar raises, it can give you an outbreak of spots. So I'm thinking my blood sugar has probably risen in the last couple of weeks. I mean, after I'd ate, I don't know why I did it. After I'd ate those chocolates, I was shaking. I could feel the shakes in my body from eating them, and I got really tired. And it just, as soon as I ate them, I thought, why did I do that? I mean, Warren ate the other layer, not in one sitting. He ate it over a few days, but it just shows you that going back to the way you did eat is going to affect you. And I won't be doing it again. So I do think that is what has caused these. So hopefully, now that I'm not doing that, I'm not eating crap, it'll clear up and it won't come back. But yeah, so that is my update on Slimpod. I did manage to lose the £4 that I put on over the Christmas period, but I had slipped a bit with the eating less and the choosing better. I probably was still eating less, but I definitely wasn't choosing better. So yeah, we'll get back on that and I will give you another update in maybe 6 weeks to 2 months, because I think every month is too much and probably nothing much happens. But Slimpod definitely does work. If you want it to work, it will work. I will put the link to it in the description box below. There is a 10-day free trial if you want to try it and see what it's like. But even though I have slipped, it's not anything like how I used to be eating. I still have some of that mantra in my head and I know I can get it back. And I haven't stressed about it. I haven't stressed about the fact that I put weight on, that I was eating, over Christmas, didn't stress about it. So yeah, still recommend it. So that's Slimpod. I'll get on to some of the things that I've been buying. I did say this was going to be a chatty video is in amongst what I've been buying. So I went to Sostren Gren in the Metro Centre. I went with Warren this time, not Nicola, for a change. And I do like Sostren Gren, or as Warren calls it, sausage and green. Why? I don't know. He does that with a lot of words. He'll say them wrong deliberately. So if you go for shoe buns, he'll say chocs buns. He knows it's not, but that's what he says. Potpourri, he knows that's how you pronounce it, but he'll say potpourri. And I find myself doing that and thinking, I've said that wrong. So yeah, sausage and green. But anyway, I really like Sostren Gren. They've got loads of little bits of things that you don't think you need until you go in and then you just want them. So I'll just show you what we bought. I didn't buy a ton of stuff. The first thing was this plant pot. I really like the shape of this and I like the ridges on it. It's very tactile. I had a smaller one as well, but I did like this one. I can't remember exactly how much this cost. I can't find the receipt, so yeah, I think I spent about £30 in there, so it wasn't that expensive, but I really do like this plant pot. The other things I bought, I've just got them still in the bag here. I'll just take them out one by one. I've got this little tin of tea bags. I just thought the tin was really cute. It says Lovely Peach, and it is peach flavoured tea. It's got 20 tea bags in here. They all are individually wrapped, and I just thought the tin was quite cute and you could obviously use it again afterwards. So I like flavoured tea, so I bought that. Warren picked this up. I will not be eating them. These are chewy caramel twisters. I'm not sure if they're like a biscuity thing or a sweet thing, but yeah, I won't be eating those. So I'll let you know what he thinks of them. I picked up some hand soap. This says Forest Symphony. I'm not sure what it smells like actually. Couldn't smell it in the shop. Let's have a smell. That does smell like smells like a pine forest. That smells really nice actually, nice and fresh. So yeah, I needed some more hand soap. I bought this little jar with the wooden lid on it. And this is to put rock salt in, because I've been watching some cooking videos lately and they've just been getting little shovels of rock salt to sprinkle in whatever they're cooking, and I just really like the idea of that rather than an actual salt cellar. So I thought I would buy that to put the rock salt in. And I also bought the little wooden spoon to go with it. Just thought that was so cute. So I'm happy about that. Now, I said on a previous video that I really wanted something that like a bench top dustpan and brush for all of the crumbs and things, rather than trying to get them all off with a tea towel or a piece of kitchen roll and they all go on the floor and then you have to get the hoover out. And so when I was in Sostren Gren, I spotted this, and this is just what I was looking for. It's a little dustpan and a little brush. Now, Warren said that was a paste brush, but I'm not going to use it for that. it is a little dustpan and brush for the top of your bench. And I think that is just ideal. So I was really happy to see that. I was very excited about it. So we got that. Warren spotted this, which I thought sounded really nice. And it's a lemon and lime marmalade. I do like marmalade on toast in the morning. This is jam, but I would have said it was a marmalade. It's got little bits in it, and it's making me mouth water just thinking about it. They have lots of jams and chutneys and spices. They've got a mixture. If you've never been into Sostren and Gren, they've got a mixture of a lot of different things. So like these kinds of things, they've got lots of crafty kind of things. They've got things for the bathroom. They've got things for the kitchen. They've got a few bits of art. They've got lots of sweets and snacks in there. If you ever get a chance to go in one, honestly, it's fascinating just walking around. You could spend a while in there just picking things up and looking at them. So yeah, we thought we'd try the jam or the marmalade. And the last bits that we picked up from Sostren and Green, or that Warren picked up, is a little glass nail file. I've said before, he likes to keep his nails tidy and clean. He's quite obsessed with filing his nails. And I've given him one of mine, but he says it's no good. So he bought himself this little glass one to keep for him. And he also picked up a couple of rubbers, just pencil rubbers or erasers if you're in America. And it's something to do with coins that him and my son find when they're out metal detecting. One's for Simon and one's for him. I'm not sure what he does with them, but 2 erasers he spotted, so he got those. So those were all that I got from Sostren and Gren. I also popped into Superdrug. I wanted to look at the e.l.f. eyeshadow palettes, and they didn't have anything really new that I quite like the look of, because I do like the e.l.f. eyeshadow palettes. But I did spot this Troublemaker brand, and this is the Milkshake palette. I've never heard of Troublemaker. It did look like it was kind of targeted at younger women or younger people, kind of teenage, maybe early 20s, but I quite like the colours, so I thought I would pick this up. They did have a few different palettes. I think I had maybe 3 or 4 palettes with a different colourway in them. But I did like this one. I do like pinks and things. I can just get this open, I'll show you it. So that's what it looks like. I just think those colours are really nice. I love the brown. It's got a couple of sparkly ones in. And I like the pinks, and this beige is good as a kind of for your above your crease. Yeah, but there's only £4, so I will let you know what that's like when I try it. But for £4, you know, might as well have a go. So before I go on to the other things that I've bought, I wanted to give you a catch up on what I thought of the series I was watching on Netflix, Runaway, with James Nesbitt. I think Minnie Driver was in it, and Ruth Jones was in it. It was 8 episodes, and I think the last time I spoke about it, I said I wasn't sure about it. Yeah, right. I didn't like it, basically. I thought the storyline was ridiculous. I'm not going to give any spoilers away in case you haven't seen the end or you haven't watched it and you want to. I found the ending ridiculous. I found the storylines just crazy. I don't think these things would ever happen. I know it's fiction, but it's got to be a little bit believable, surely, if it's a drama. I didn't like the storylines. I didn't think they would happen. I felt the acting. I liked James Nesbitt. In fact, Ruth Jones was probably the best thing in it. I like James Nesbitt, but I felt like, not just him, but some others in it, I felt like I could see the acting process going through their heads as they were doing things and saying the lines, and something didn't quite click with it for me. Yeah. If you watched it, what did you think? And I know at least one of my other viewers thought the same as me. But yeah, I didn't enjoy it. I have liked other Harlan Coben adaptations that I've seen on Netflix, but this one, it just didn't work for us. So yeah, on to the rest of the shopping. I did pop into Flying Tiger, but they didn't really have anything. They did have, like a lot of the shops at the minute, they've got a lot of Valentine's stuff in, a lot of things with hearts on, and it's not really my cup of tea. So it didn't really pick up very much. Warren picked up a tub of chewing gum. He does like his chewing gum, so we picked up a tub of that. And I picked up my tins of mints that I get every time I go in. They've changed the packaging on these, so when I looked, I thought, I haven't got them in, but they changed the packaging. So I got a peppermint one and I got a spearmint one. They're just little mints. They're just really good to just keep in your handbag. So I picked those up. I do like Flying Tiger, but like I say, Valentine's, not my thing. I guess soon they're going to have all the Easter things in. They did have some in, but they probably have more in. So, or spring. So that probably more my cup of tea. I also popped into the range. We didn't look at everything in the range because it's quite a huge shop. What I went in there for was to look at the scrapbooking supplies, because I had heard that they had a really good range of scrapbooking supplies, and they did. If you into scrapbooking or junk journaling or anything like that, they do have a good selection of things in there for you to use. I use a lot of these, and these are paper pads. So they have a selection of different papers in them. These are all kind of brick wall papers that I just thought was really good for the scrapbooking that I'm doing at the moment. And I think they are $3.99 each, and they had quite a lot of different ones, quite a lot. I could have picked up quite a few, but as I already have 3 on the go, this was an unusual one that I hadn't seen before, so I picked that one up. Definitely worth a look if you're doing the scrapbooking. I also picked up some alphabet stencils. I do have a stencil, but the letters are kind of a little bit fancy, and I wanted something that was plainer. So I picked the stencils up. They've got the capital letters and they've got the small letters and a few words in there as well, which I thought would be useful. And I also picked up these gem stickers that I thought would work well with the scrapbooking and journaling as well. I do quite like using the gem stickers, so when I saw those, I thought we'll have some of them. They were the only scrapbooking things I picked up. The other things I saw, now this was only $2.99, and this is an embroidery kit, and it is a floral bee. I do like bees. And I thought it's only $2.99, and I wanted to try some embroidery stuff because I used to enjoy doing this probably back in the 80s, and I haven't done any since. And this comes with the bamboo hoop, the printed fabric, the coloured threads, the needles, and the instructions. So I thought I would give that a go. I'm just going to have a look and see what it looks like inside. For $2.99, I'm not really expecting much, but I thought it would be good to practice on it. I'm not spending too much, and then I can decide whether I actually like doing it. So there's the threads. I mean, they feel pretty decent threads. They're not really thin. They feel like substantial threads, and there's all of the different colours there to use. It's got the picture there, and it's also got some diagrams of the different stitches that you'll have to do. It's got the hoop, and it's got the printed fabric. I have seen embroidery kits before that actually don't have it printed on, and you have to kind of just follow a pattern, which I thought might be a bit adventurous for me. So this one was ideal. So I'll let you know how I get on with that in a future video, but quite looking forward to doing that. And the only other thing we picked up in the range, and Warren chose this one, is a lime and coconut candle. I wanted an orange one, but they didn't have a one. So I saw this and thought, this smells quite nice. It actually smells really lovely. Lime and coconut. And Warren said we just need the tequila now. Put the lime in the coconut and have it with the tequila. But yeah, that smells really fresh. So looking forward to burning that. Talking about hobbies, I mentioned, I think it was on a what I got for Christmas video, that I got the Lego vintage typewriter set to do. And I did that the other night. I'm just going to put the video in here of me putting it together. It's only like 20 seconds or something. But I really enjoyed doing that. It was a little bit fiddly because there was some quite small pieces in it, but I'm quite happy with the outcome. So yeah, that's what it looks like. Not sure why it's got flowers in it, but it just looks pretty. I've got it on my coffee table at the moment, and it's just, I like looking at it. It makes us happy to look at it. It's even got what looks like the paper with it's got some word stickers on there. This moves, the little arm, if anybody remembers what old-fashioned typewriters were like. You used to do that to kind of move the paper up. The reel at the back spins. It's just, it's really cute. I really do like the vintage Lego sets that they bring out. I've also got the telephone one, which is on my, it's next to the TV, and it just looks, it looks really cute. So yeah, I enjoyed doing that. I do like having some kind of creative hobbies on the go. I mentioned also in a video recently that I wanted some Adidas Gazelles, which are like flat trainer kind of shoes that are like a suede, when they've got like 3 coloured stripes down the side, and they do them in a few different colours. And I've looked everywhere for ones that I wanted. I wanted specific colours, and I wanted them in a 7.5, and nowhere that I went had a 7.5 for us to try. So I couldn't even try a 7.5 in a different shoe and then order it online. They just didn't have them. They kept saying to us, oh, try online. And I'm thinking, you know, you keep getting told to go and use your local shops, otherwise they're going to disappear. But then you go to the local shops and they're telling you, go online. So what you're supposed to do. So I saw these in Sainsbury's. They're not gazelles, obviously, but they look very slightly like them, and these were only £20. They do feel like suede, although they're probably not. They've got the brown sole, which I preferred to the white sole for, you know, the wetter weather. And it's got the pink stripe on the side. Now I had to get these in an 8. They had a 7 or an 8. I don't think they do half sizes in Sainsbury's. I tried the 7, couldn't even get my foot in them. It was just too tight. These are an 8, and these, they may be a little bit loose at the back, but if I put some thicker socks on with them, they'll be fine. I did wear them yesterday when I went out, and they did feel fine. Quite comfortable. It was, I don't like my toes feeling squashed. I felt like I had plenty of room in the front of those. Sainsbury's does have a couple of different designs of these if you were interested in them. Yeah, but I was quite happy to pick those up until I find the right gazelles that I want. So I also went to IKEA, moving on to some more shopping. I feel like I've got a lot of shopping, but I didn't actually have it. Do you know what I mean? I didn't spend tons of money, which was quite nice. So yeah, IKEA. Warren picked up this mirror. It's like a mirror tile, and he wants this for the bathroom, to put on the tiles at the back of the bath so he can shave, because the mirror that's in the cupboard we've got on the wall apparently is too far away, and he doesn't want to shave in the sink. So yeah, he picked up this mirror tile, which I think was only about a couple of quid. So he wanted one of the mirrors that sticks onto the tile. This comes with some sticky things, so hopefully that'll do the job for him. I also picked up this oil bottle, which is in, this is I don't know how you pronounce it, but we say Gladileg design, which we have the dinner plates in this colour, but this is an oil bottle. We've got a huge bottle of oil, and I just thought it would be nice to kind of decant some into one of these, so you can just use, you don't have to keep pulling out the huge bottle. So I picked that up. And to go with the dinner plates, we have been looking for the tea plates to go with them for months, at least 6 months, and they never have them in. And we went in yesterday and they've got them in. Now, we had bought some last week in Sainsbury's. They're not exactly the same, but they were very, very close, just a bit bigger than this. And we bought 4 of those and then saw these in IKEA. I mean, sod's law, isn't it? So we had to pick these up as well. We got 4. So now we've got 8 tea plates, which is, what we wanted. So yeah, we'll still use the other ones, but these are the ones we wanted. So I was happy to see those. And the last thing I bought in IKEA is a candle. And it looks like it's kind of forest fruits on there, and it smells absolutely gorgeous. Now, I could smell this all the way around IKEA, and I kept saying to Warren, what is that smell? It smells lovely in here. They should have something on the wall that says IKEA's scent today is forest fruits candle. But when we walked through the candle section, this scent just hit you. And we went over and give it a sniff, and it was this I could smell. So I bought one of them. I hope the throw in that is just as good as how it smells in the jar, because sometimes they're not. But yeah, lovely. Can't wait to burn that one. So the only other thing that I wanted to chat about, or say, falling off the settee, yeah, is I was watching YouTube. I watch YouTube on my TV rather than on my phone. Although if I'm putting my makeup on, I watch YouTube on my phone as I'm doing it. But mainly it's on the TV. So it flashed up on the TV. You watched 70 hours of YouTube last month. And I thought, I watched 70 hours. That's nearly 2.5 hours a day I'm watching of YouTube. I was quite shocked at that. I mean, I didn't think I was watching that much, but I guess first thing in the morning when I'm having a cup of coffee, we'll put YouTube on. And when my favourite YouTubers come up, I'll watch their videos. Then when I'm putting my makeup on or I'm washing the dishes, I'll watch YouTube, or I'll have YouTube on. Sometimes when I'm on the treadmill, I'll have YouTube on. So yeah, I guess it mounts up. So let me know in the comments below if you know how many hours of YouTube you're watching a week. I found that quite fascinating. You just think to yourself, what could I do with 70 hours a month if I wasn't doing that? What else could I achieve? But yeah, it's fun to watch YouTube, isn't it? So that's everything that I wanted to share with you today. I hope you found that interesting. I'm still doing the scrapbooking channel, the challenge, the 30-day scrapbooking challenge. I am behind a few days, but hopefully I can bring you another video maybe Monday or Tuesday with a catch up on the days 8 to 14 on what I've done. There's not as many people watching those videos, but I feel like the ones that are watching them, they're really interested in them. Those videos are, there's more minutes being watched than other videos. So I know people who are watching them are interested. So even though they're getting less views, I'll continue to finish them until I've done the 30 days, because I know some people are definitely interested. So thanks so much for watching. I'm going to go now and have a cup of coffee and watch some YouTube, and I'll see you soon. So bye for now.